You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
I didn't press record. I recorded the intro. I did it great. I didn't press record. Hello and welcome back to the Horny Housewife Podcast. It's your host, Jordan, or welcome. Welcome. You want to know what we're doing today? We got listener questions. One of my faves was the wife who snooped through her husband's phone because she's the only one that initiates sex. She thinks he's like not even attracted to her. Something's on her radar, right? God forgive her. And she sees that he's watching porn every single day. But she's like, is that the problem? Because he told me, I don't know, maybe I need to get my testosterone checked or something. I smell a rat. So there's that. And then we've got two other juicy ones. I think I did a fabulous selection of the listener questions today. They were just rocking and rolling and about that shit. And today's intro, I'm going to use this moment to do an apology / shout out. But first, I want to let you know, if you didn't notice, if you're watching on YouTube, in the comment section, you will see that there is a timestamp that will get you right to the end of the intro, if that's your jam. If you want to kiki with me here, if you know, we kiki in the intro, and then we get on brand. But how we can keep it spicy, how to navigate, the relatable, the holy shits. Of course, we like knowing what's going on behind closed doors. And then maybe you'll share what's going on behind your closed door. So if you're watching, please click subscribe. If you're not watching, you can watch. Go onto YouTube, youtube.com/THHpod. Wherever you're listening, I don't care where you're listening. I'll take whatever. I'll take a hate silent download, okay? But if you aren't, please do me a favor, please, because Apple Analytics told me that only 42% of my listeners are subscribed, following the show. So what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Okay, it's the least you could do. Honestly, it's the least you could do. I'm here every week, and if you're coming, you just click the little button, and then I win, and then you win, and we all win. And I think with your little iOS update, if you stop listening, if it's not your jam, it like undoes it for you. Like it'll stop. If you haven't listened to the last 5, it like stops subscribing. So like chill, okay? It's a button. Click it. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Triple dog dare you, pussy. Okay. So, my apology / shout out, Gen X. I forgot about you. I knew about you. It wasn't ignorance. It was just, I mentioned the boomers, I mentioned Gen Z, I mentioned millennials, and I just left out Gen Alpha, the children, but Gen X, important, underrated, cool AF, Gen X, 45 to 60, I believe. Am I correct there? Of course, my type beep asked my phone's dead. And those 45 to 50-ish, the coolest. Funny, wise, experienced, good in bed. They don't have a stick up their ass. They like see us be idiots through the lens of compassion and love. I don't like the boomers. Just kidding. And most underrated generation of all time. And I offer my deepest, sincerest apology for just skipping right over, which y'all are a large portion of my listenership. You dumb bitch. So my bad. And shout out. Y'all know you're cool. That was like an unproblematic miss. It was basically a compliment. So we just had 4th of July. I'm recording on the Monday after 4th of July. I had a fabulous weekend. I was surrounded by a lot of boys. I was definitely outnumbered, but still, in those moments when you're just like, KMS, I need some fucking estrogen, a bottle of wine, and a joint, you can get one of those. And then you can just like make a gratitude list and be like, I'm not going to die and I'm going to be okay. And if these little fuckers run around, I'd miss the shit out of them. One and done. She pushed the moon. I pushed the moon. One and done. So the next time you think about running away from your family, the next time you're like, fuck them, fuck those kids, just remember that you would lose your goddamn mind. You love them. You love the shit out of them. You would do anything for them. Believe it or not, you would jump in front of a moving vehicle, take a bullet, and fight an elephant for those little fuckers. So yeah, they're annoying. They're annoying, but you fucking love them. Don't forget it. Health, wealth, and happiness. Have an espresso martini and count the little beans. Health, wealth, that means. So yeah. How many more days till school? All of you little fuckers that start school, no, not the kids, the parents who send their kids back to school in the beginning of August, lucky. I'm like September. Stupid. But I think it all evens out. Start early, go later. But if you work, like childcare's a write-off in the summer. So, woo! Is anyone watching Love Island? Isn't it amazing how in this time, this day and age, we can watch a show via social media, YouTube, Bachelor fan take. Ooh, that's a shout out. Is that an AI generated voice? He's just so funny. And he covers all the shows so well. So great editing, great creative production. I love him. And he covers a bunch of reality TV trash. And that's how I consume, because unfortunately I can't make it through the episodes. They're just too slow and my brain needs the dopamine hits. Keep them coming a little faster. A little faster for me. I blame tickety-tockety. I blame social media. But anyways, that's how I consume. And I saw something that got my attention. Someone made a TikTok that was like, Love Island is softcore propaganda that is instilling in a generation that lust is love, loyalty is optional, and attention is currency. I cannot believe I just remembered that. My phone's dead and I can't really remember that. I can't believe it. And I was like, I mean, I can get off the like propaganda thing and I can, get more on board with like, I can see that side too, but I can be even more in the middle and really see it from like a logical POV of like the production's evil, okay? Like they just care about numbers, money. Did you watch the Jerry Springer documentary? Now just know that that's the same thing for every single other show to ever exist ever, period. Watch that documentary. It's so good. Like take out even like the Jerry Springer stereotype of it all. I mean, that matters, but just watch it. And that is every TV ever. Every TV ever. So what sells wins, right? What gets people talking, gets people up in arms, what's controversial, what's polarizing, that works. So why the fuck? I'm just kidding. I was like, the horny housewife. Can you get any more polarizing of a podcast name? I thought that would be like, they'll love it or they hate it. And yes, that's true. But sometimes I can't even get people to click and listen because of that. And so I'm like, did I bite myself in the ass? But the OGs know how I have this warfare in regards to this podcast name. But if you know, you know, and if you listen, you understand, and I love you more for that. But I thought it was interesting. I don't know if any of my audience watches the reality trash TV and watches Love Island, but I mean, for the married people watching it, and I know some husbands do partake with their wives, but really mostly it's the women. And it can make you a delusional dumb bitch, you know what I mean? But I think we have more of a grip on like what's real and what's not and can see through it. Whereas young people, these 21, 22, 23-year-olds, it's like truly giving them this lens where the bar is on the fucking floor. And yes, they're all like hot people with agendas that are not likely there. They're not likely there to find love. They're not going to Love Island to find their boyfriend or girlfriend. They're there to fuck around, find out, and gain followers. And that is the world we live in, you know? But what's our job as we are consumers? To create more than we consume, be more intentional than we consume, live life, touch grass. Remember what's real. What's real in your life needs to be the majority of unless your job is on the phone, on social, like that realm, your time and even your time needs to be more in this. Because that's what matters. The other stuff is, I saw a girl and I want to say her name so bad, like she's a bitch. And I actually followed her on TikTok. She does like prank calls. I thought she was funny. I really liked her. And actually like talked to her like through the DMs out of the kindness of my heart, because she was going to work with this guy that was always hitting me up in the DMs to work together. Some media, I'm going to take your podcast so far. I'm going to do this for you, this for you. We have this marketing machine. And the guy could not answer straight up questions. He gave me the runaround, how he's got all this, like he's got millions of dollars to like fund this that he got from this and that, and none of it made sense. None of it, not because it was like out of my league, like over my head doesn't make sense, but because the guy could not answer a question directly. And all my red flags went up. I knew he was a con man. I knew it was Connie. He was trying to get people with some sort of audience, but through a podcast, on his media company, so that he could get those listeners, like it was, so he could have personal gain through other people's success. And I understand how that works, you know, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to know the industry, right? And he didn't. He did not. He's just a con fuck. So I like reached out to this girl to say that. And long story short, she was a total bitch to me and like didn't say I was looking out for her and was like, he's a fan of mine. And so I was like, okay, let's like let her dig a hole. She started a podcast for like 3 whole days and then that went nowhere. And now she's going to be an actress. Now I'm such a shit talker and I don't fucking care because she's a shit talker. And you read when you sow. Who cares? But she was talking. I'm not saying her name or anything. I'm over here like, it's okay, right? It's okay. I'm not being a grown-ass woman bitch. I am being a little bitchy. But we're having this slumber party. I'm your sister. And your sister talks shit because it actually regulates your nervous system to gossip. So this is what we're doing. She was like, it's so crazy. I have like so many friends on here, but I have none in real life. Like when I get married, like I'll have no one to be in my wedding, but like I have all of you here. And I'm like, you have no friends in real life because you're a bitch. And I don't care. I know there's women that are like, no, actually I have no friends because I'm antisocial. You better have one. If you don't have one, if you are a woman and you don't have one, it's a different answer for the guys. I swear to God, because men are lonely and their best friends are their wives. Not all of them, okay? But like they're more lonely creatures and like that's acceptable. Make money, please. But if you are a woman and you don't have any fucking friends, you have no female friends, none. You don't have a girl that you can call to like go over something with, giant red flag, just in my opinion. Unless you have Asperger's, it means something. I promise that it means something. It means you're hard, and it's probably based on your, like, they have trauma and wounds, and there's a reason. But like I said, that fucking means something, bitch. So yeah, I don't know why I needed to talk shit about that girl to get to that point, but it just felt right. So maybe she'll give me a 1-star review next. Perfect. Are we ready to get into today's episode? Let's do it. This next segment is sponsored by Popstar. We've got some semen stats. So did you know that 30% of men suffer from premature ejaculation? And of that 30% of those men ejaculate within uno momento, maybe you fall into the 30% of premature ejaculation. Maybe you're in the 70%, but I would bet, Jordan statistics time, I would bet that a large percentage, let me just guess, out of that 70%, I'm going to say 40% wish they lasted longer, if not more. So 40% of that 70. So that would be like, what, 80% really? I don't know. We're like, you lost us, bitch. Guys want to last longer. Why wouldn't they? If the orgasm gap exists, which means the average guy comes in 5.5 minutes and the average female 18 minutes. So we need you to last longer. We're dependent on it lasting longer. And yeah, I get it. You can edge your little heart out. You can hope and pray. But you know what you might want? That delay spray. Popstar has a new product alert. We know Popstar's bringing you bigger loads, better taste. Now they're bringing the delay spray. Longer, baby, longer. Just spray it on, wait a few minutes. Bang-a-da, boom. We're lasting longer. Non-transferable. So we're keeping the lidocaine here and not spreading it everywhere and going, no one's feeling anything here. Give it a whirl. Go to popstarlabs.com/hornyhousewife and make sure you use promo code hornyhousewife when you check out to get 20% off. So I just did the whole LifeRx.md thing. I'm so excited to start taking NAD+. I've wanted to forever. I've read about the benefits. I didn't know that peptides can help you with weight management too. Like, for instance, my BMI is 21. I wouldn't qualify for a GLP-1. Like, for instance, like an Ozempic of sorts, okay? And you could be like, okay, clearly, duh. But like, maybe there's like 5-6 pounds I want to lose, okay? Or 3 to 5 pounds I want to lose. Let's just shut the fuck up. That's my goal, okay? A peptide is something that can help me with that, along with maybe my fatigue, anti-aging, and it's like age reversal, not just like anti-aging, like age reversal. Like, we're in the time of like regenerative medicine, and I'm obsessed. So I can't wait to keep you in the loop. And let me tell you, LifeRx's, the whole process was beyond exceptional. No insurance needed, no contracts, no subscriptions, the lot like that. Big, right? Because the contract, it makes you just feel like, oh, I'm stuck, or like they don't really care. They just want my money. You know what I mean? And it's not like that. It's like, I had a doctor's appointment. I had a virtual meeting with a doctor to go over everything. And if there's anything that comes up, you're required to go get labs done. Like, it is so good. So well done. Use my code housewife. If you go to the link that's in the show notes, it'll take you right there. You'll get $50 off your first month. So good deal. And like men, I have a lot of men listening. Like, say you're not meeting your gains, your energy isn't there, and everyone's like, just get on testosterone. What you really need is like a custom plan. So that's where you need LifeRx.md to get a personalized protocol, whether you're using a GLP-1 or a peptide, so that you can actually meet your goals. Recovery, sleep, fat loss, focus, whatever you're struggling with, there's a smarter, better way. So go check it out. Click the link in the show notes and use code housewife for $50 off your first month. They start at $250 a month. Again, no insurance, no waiting rooms, no guesswork, affordable doctor-backed care delivered straight to your door. So go check it out and click the link in the show notes. It's officially time for listener questions. And these ones are good. Like, we're hitting hopefully hard and fast, not too fast. You're like, that's impossible for you, bitch. Okay, here we go. I am a 37-year-old married man to a 33-year-old woman, 2 kids, very healthy sex life most of the time, and a great relationship. I'm having a difficult time dealing with my wife's emotions during her luteal phase. Don't worry, I will clarify. I feel like I can't do anything right. Nothing makes sense to me. My wife says she wants to have sex, but I'm not romantic enough. I don't put her in the mood. I listen and take suggestions, and I try to apply them. I feel like I am a supportive husband who puts the needs of my wife and children before my own. She will state she needs connection. She needs sex. Then she'll make it nearly impossible to get it. It drives me crazy. Do you have any suggestions? I can't be the only male that struggles with this. I literally went cross-eyed during that. Okay. So, boy, oh boy, do I have some opinions. First, let's clarify the luteal phase. This is, yes, the time when she is experiencing PMS. So, let's get deeper. It's the second half of the menstrual cycle, beginning after ovulation and ending with the start of menstruation, aka her period. And this is when she has rising levels of progesterone and estrogen. So her hormones are spiking in both ways, in the way and the what like you have a bunch of, what men have more of. And then she's also getting that estrogen, which is, more maybe moody, maybe emotional, maybe irritable. So shut the fuck up. No, I think it's truly, there is going to have to be some acceptance. I'm sorry about the SDFU, but it's one of those things like, so are you going to like divorce her because she PMSs every month because it ain't changing. And then when she gets close to menopause, perimenopause, the time around, like that's going to be its own hormonal thing. So it's better to like get on board. And I'm going to give you some tips of what you can do to possibly find that connection. Keep listening to this podcast. That's for sure, Z's. And maybe it will be impactful. Maybe you'll see a change, but what's going on in your relationship on the other days, right? The other weeks. If I could have a conversation with you and have follow-up questions, that's what I'd ask. I would be like, so you say you have a mostly good sex life. That's great. It's not a dead bedroom situation. Does she feel she probably, if she was geeking with her girlfriends, and maybe I'm wrong, but she probably would complain about the same thing, maybe not to the extent or like it feels so heightened like it does when her hormones are being cray-cray. But she might have the same complaint of like she desires more connection. She would probably be more in the mood, or the sex is good, but like the sex would be better if I felt this. Like a lot of women, it's almost like we can like tolerate or have more acceptance. And then when we're, feeling some type of way, and maybe we'll cry about it, bitch about it, tell you about it. And then like 2 weeks later, I might be like, maybe I was being a little harsh, a little needy. And then you're like, I wasn't being fucking needy, So it can be a roller coaster. And I just want to validate you and tell you, yeah, that's probably, it's exhausting. And it doesn't feel good to feel like you just can't win. You can't do anything right. That sucks. And I know that men want to feel like they can fix and contribute and make something better and lead, or just like be a problem solver, be that rock, that manly man. And then you're like, I'm at a loss. And it doesn't feel good to your ego. It doesn't feel good for your marriage. I can see that. And if you explain that to her, I guarantee you she'd be like, damn, But if you want to put yourself in her shoes, which the thing is we can bring up both perspectives and we can be like sympathize. Is that the right word? Gain insight, perspective, and try. But at the end of the day, like one person's a woman and one person's a man. And a lot of them like think so differently. And one might compartmentalize more than the other, and one it might be just like super integrated, like the comparison of like waffles and spaghetti, and like men can compartmentalize, and sometimes it's not the man and the woman that like the roles are reversed. So it totally depends. I think generally speaking, like we stereotype and say that men can be a bit more avoidant than women, but I see that not be the case all the time and be reversed. So you can try to have empathy of like, okay, this is like, she has a completely different hormone cycle than you. You have a 24-hour hormone cycle. She has a 28-day hormone cycle. So she's feeling like her body, like she's having physical and mental and emotional symptoms, all of them. And we have to live our lives like this. It's just a different experience than you've ever had. The guys that are on testosterone may be able to relate a little bit and be like, I totally know what it's like. Or I'm like, I can only imagine, because that journey of like figuring out my hormone adjustment, I had all these like wacky symptoms and felt this type of way. It was like, I was crying about shit. And yeah, that's just a little taste, men. So maybe you can imagine. And so I'd hate for you to just be like down and out because there's this 1 week a month where like she's a little, like extra bitchier, or maybe it's just a burden of sorts, if that's how you want to think about it. But approaching it with compassion and love and tenderness, can be challenging, can no doubt be challenging, because sometimes we get triggered, and we flip our lids. If you listen to this podcast, if you know, you know. And so it's a lot harder, take some deep breaths, box breathing. But if you can just keep that at the forefront of your mind of like, I'm going to approach this with love. Like when she gets bitchy instead of defensive, that is like, I almost promise you that you will see a different side of her, or a different reaction if it was met with like love and validation instead of whatever else. It works much better for diffusing, just FYI. Another thing, she's saying, I want to validate you, and being frustrated of, she's giving, or I don't know what she's saying, but like I try to apply her suggestions and then womp, womp, womp. And it's probably, if I was watching it with a video camera, like you're missing the mark a little bit. And I wish I could talk to your wife, or any ladies listening, like wildly relating or being like, it feels like we just like missed the mark in this. This is where like both people, I just told him how apply grace, have grace, come from a place of love and compassion. You too, girlfriend, like coming from a place of like, okay, that might not be my love language. And like, we could work on that as a couple of like loving each other, how the other person feels loved. But that is like his love language. And like, he's giving this because that makes him feel good. So in his head, like this is showing love. Try to notice when your partner does that and be like, oh, like give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit and be like appreciative for a second and just noticing that. Having gratitude, when you take a moment to have gratitude about something in your relationship, it just like energetically branches out. Try it. I dare you. And I don't know what suggestions she's giving you when you're like, I hope your question is, what makes you feel loved? What are her love languages? Okay, and how could you go about it? Run her a hot bath. Take a bath together. Like try a day guided by Jordy Cakes. When you get home from work, you go to her. Wrap your arms around her from behind, from the front, and give her a meaningful kiss, like a face grab kiss. If that feels right, but at least just like something with a little tongue, a little church tongue, wedding singer, okay? And maintain eye contact a little more. Sometimes, especially being married long, you'll be in a conversation, you're just like ships passing, talking, being a team, parenting, all that stuff, getting dinner, this, that, yard work, I don't know. The dog, the pets, the jobs, the kids. And you don't like stop and like look at each other. And those are the things that add up. And like women, like we really like these little things that guys just don't get or don't see how that could be that impactful. It's that. It's the shit you're not thinking about. So when you're thinking about what you can do for her, be like, what do I not think about? Do that. That's what I want you to do. Don't do the fucking same routine. Quit half-assing it. And that's what your sister would say, because a lot of you are fucking half-assing it. Think about all the stuff that you would do if you were single. Would you still give that same effort in your career? Probably. Like a lot of career-minded men, like, yeah, that wouldn't change. I know there are some men that are like grinding out there for their family. And maybe so some of y'all might be like, actually, I would not work as hard if I didn't have to feed 3, 4, 5 other people. So whatever. But a lot of guys could be like, yeah, I would. I'd still do that. So what can you add? What can you add to the to-do list? Sorry, hate to say it. And women, I think it's not what can we add to our to-do list. It's how can we show up with love. Because it's easy. It's easy to get cunty. I'm not like, maybe I'm just speaking for myself. To anyone listening that is in a family with primarily the opposite sex, like you're a wife that has all boys and a husband, or you're a husband who has wife and all girls, there's a special, like, we should be in a club together. I look naked again. We should be in a club together. But I don't think we should have a club because I think we would trauma bond and it could get messy. But that's a whole thing. It should be the wives club and the men's club. Like the wives who have all the boys, and then like we should have gender different clubs. I like it. Let's make a Discord for that. I don't even know what a Discord is, but everyone's like, make a Discord for that. Yeah. So that's its own club. And those peeps can really feel extra want to punch you in the face sometimes. Extra fuck this family sometimes. And that's okay. Love us anyways, because we love y'all anyways. God, the sitting on my feet thing is getting uncomfortable. And I'm shedding like a maniac. I'm shedding and I'm concerned because like it's not the hair on my head. So I paid for this and it's like $1. More than $1. I think I don't know how much each strand is worth, but it's sinful. It's sinful. Keratin tips, no other life. My hair's kind of dirty right now, but I don't know if I can tell. Okay, moving on to the next question. How should I land that plane? I think it was a nice little jumble. You should just sift through. Maybe you can like rewind to the beginning and listen all over again. But let's find acceptance in this hormonal vibe. You're not going to what are you going to do? You're going to leave her over this. If she's like abusing you during that week, like she's beating you, then like, okay, let's reevaluate. But if it's like she's PMSing, then that's different. Okay, that's the only week of the month you don't get laid. Like, it's okay. It's okay. But it's okay. I challenge you. I double dog dare you to like just, do we end the day, the perfect Jordy guided day? No, kiss her when you walk in. Offer, like, say you want to just like go out and get dinner with the whole fam. Don't be a cheap ass. And or but let's go get a babysitter if you can. If you don't have kids, if you have kids, you can all go together. Maybe offer to help her with dinner. She might be like, what did you do wrong? What did you do? What did you do to fuck up, Todd? What's going on? Are you trying to fuck, Todd? Did you think helping me cook? No. So be the norm. Don't be too despy. But maybe offer to go out to dinner if that's an option. If not, after she cooks, get everybody's plate, help clean up, okay? And maybe that's not even her love language, but it still takes like off this like physical requirement so she can like, and especially if she's a stay-at-home mom and you went to work and she stays home or works, whatever, she's fucking tired too. If she's working and being a parent or she's staying at home and being a parent, she's pooped too. And I know you're pooped too. But you're the one trying to fuck. So do I wish it was just there was something you could say or do and it make her luteal phase anti-cunty? I do. But that's just not the reality. And then how you can end the day is offer her a massage. And then have a conversation. Don't go straight for the puss. But while you're rubbing her back, just bring up that you want to feel connected, that sometimes you feel stumped. I think this is where we could have a turn. And whether it's after the conversation, she turns around and spreads her leg and lets you finger her from that massage, and then we have a good night, or it's you gave her a massage with no expectation, you go to bed, she processes the conversation you had, and really like the next 24 hours gets a new perspective and is like, okay, like let's see how we can show up. I can show up differently. Or, I heard what my husband said and I want to connect with him too. So what are we going to do about it? Or maybe she's inspired and feels sexy all of a sudden. I don't know. But you're going to have this conversation after you've shown up after work and been like, kiss hello, helpful after or during dinner. And when the night is coming to an end, offering her a massage with no hook, no expectation attached, and say, I want you to feel loved by me. And to be honest, when I feel like I've taken your suggestions, I almost feel like womp, womp, womp. And I could imagine how it would just be maybe disappointing for you. Write this down. That you're like, oh, okay, Todd wants to do X, Y, and Z because Todd wants more sex. Not because he actually wants connection and romance and blah, blah, blah. Girls, that's not how men are wired. Unless he's beta and broke. Nothing against them. Nothing against them. Do you, boo. Do you, boo. But so that's how she's thinking. And so validate, like give that some life. Be like, I could see how you might think, oh, this is what I'm trying to do, get my dick wet. And so you're just kind of like, okay, bud. But truthfully, the truth is, yeah, I would like to have more physical intimacy with my wife. That I would. I'd be lying to say I don't. You're hot, and this head and that head want in. So help me get this head with your head so that you feel safe with me. Use that. Write this down. And, safe with me, Todd. Safe with me. And then go watch like a baby girl together and fuck. I don't know. Just kidding. Ask her questions. Find out more. And then don't just go. I think what she's thinking is like you're trying to do things just to get something. We notice that. We notice when you do it consistently because you're like being willing and trying, or when it's because you have some expectation of the night. So yeah, I get it. That can be annoying. But again, what are you going to do about it? So it's like shit or get off the pot. So I hope you can have a conversation where you're vulnerable and more transparent about like how you're confused, what you would like to feel like with her, and connection and romance to you looks like this. So help me understand what that looks like for you. And please understand that that doesn't come naturally to me. I didn't grow up fantasizing about my wedding and watching Disney princess movies and like thinking of like, romance, and I'm not wired that way. You are. You're my wife. I love you. I want to make you happy. But just know that like our brains work differently. Reminding her of that can be like sometimes what we needed to hear from that person along with the willingness. So that's how I'm going to land the plane and be done. If it is your goal to master new spicy techniques in the bedroom, to just overall increase your bedroom sex, whether it's like individually or as a couple, knowledge, then Beducated is the resource for you. Truly, if you've been straddling the fence about Beducated, like I beg of you to give it a shot, okay? If you use my code Jordan, JORDYN, or just click the link in the episode notes, that'll make it way easier. You'll get 50% off the yearly pass, and they have a guaranteed risk-free 14-day money-back guarantee. Wonderful company with a wonderful mission. I am eternally grateful. Like I am speaking from the freaking chest, heart here. Game changer. Life-changing. If you think this resource helped you, like Beducated is going to blow you out of the water. There's something for everybody. I think watching a course together, like picking out a course together and watching it is like a great at-home date night idea or conversation starter. You don't have to do any talking. You're watching, you're listening. You're probably getting aroused whilst doing so. Think of Beducated as the Netflix of sexual wellness, okay? It's an online course platform, over 100 courses, expert taught. So fun, so interesting, never boring, never boring. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not into this, but I want to learn. And I'm like, I want to try this. It's amazing. It's awesome. I can't speak highly enough. So go to beducated.com, BEDUCATED, or just click the link in the episode notes, like I said, and use code Jordan, JORDYN, and you'll get 50% off the yearly pass. Go check it out. Next question. This one is a juicy. Okay, this one's really juicy. I went through my husband's phone and I went through his Google searches and I saw he was watching porn every day. Also, he never wants to have sex with me, and if we do, I'm always the one who initiates it. He says he's having a problem, so he is going to get his testosterone checked. Oh, he's having a problem. But my question is, does he really have a problem? If he's watching porn, I really don't think he is attracted to me. Okay, so let's talk about it. I'm going to guess, just right off the bat, if I was just to call it short and I couldn't yap for a few minutes, or like if you're like 10 minutes, I would say, wouldn't be surprised if he was, I was going to say porn addiction, but if he was dependent on it, where it is now like rewired him in a sense. You can hate on me all you want, but like that's what the science shows. And I'm not being a porn hater. Go listen to my episode, Porn, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. It would be irresponsible of me to not highlight the negative impact that it has on a relationship, and more specifically men. But both, a relationship as a whole, and women too. We are not exempt, but research shows us that men, like it's detrimental essentially to men and their relationship. And there's a lot of men who, like, they're in recovery from porn addiction. So like there's no moderate use for them. Like they don't know what that looks like. And that, just like there are drug addicts who are like, I don't know how to have one drink. I will drink one and then I am going to drink until I black out. So there are different personality types and people's brains who just work differently than others. And the men that have experienced this will tell you that, yeah, it ruins their sex life, and they need that to either like get hard, or it is just so underwhelming to them. And then it gets worse because they need more, they need rougher, they need weirder, they need, you know what I mean? It can be a really dysfunctional snowball. So you probably are like, this guy isn't even attracted to me. I don't get him going. I'm not getting him out and heavy because he's watching all this bullshit. So I was about to say, for some reason, I'm like, oh, that's my boyfriend. I was like, I'd reevaluate, bail, bitch. No, but if the stakes are high, then this is going to take actually just some work, some nitty gritty. And I think there are 100% so many married people who will share their stories, which that wouldn't be a bad idea to like find a community of the husband having this issue, getting help for this issue, acknowledging this issue, then getting help for this issue, and they reignite their marriage. And there's change and there's growth and it's hard, and then it's for like you're so rewarded for the work. So that is a lot of people's stories as well. So please hold hope. But that is off the bat what I'm thinking. And that's why he isn't initiating more. Maybe like, who knows? I don't know if you said every day. Is it multiple times a day, or is it just every day? Do you know, like, what made you want to go through his phone? Were you just being curious because of the sex issues? I'm assuming you didn't find anything like cheating wise So that's good. But I would definitely bring it up if I were you. And I know some people are probably disagreeing. I hope that your husband doesn't take the route of being like, you look through my phone, because I believe that if you are married, the phone is free reign. Like, it's not, people are going to argue like, what an invasion of privacy. Yes, I think there's something unhealthy. If you're in a relationship and you feel like that is something you have to do on a habitual basis, like that you need to go through each other's things, then like there's something else there. There's something else there. But like me and my husband wouldn't think twice about like, oh, like my phone's dead. I need to do something on yours. Or like, give me your phone really quick. Like I need to whatever. Like no one would trip. When someone trips or is like, what, you need my phone? What do you need my phone for? Like what? Like, dead. You're dead. You're dead. Bye. No, like what the fuck is that? You're guilty. Swear to God, if any of y'all's husbands or wives are using the like, I really don't feel comfortable with you looking like, it better be a hemorrhoid or something, because something isn't right. Something isn't right. I don't think it's good. I don't know anybody except someone who has something to hide that would be weird about letting their spouse see the phone. But okay, anywho. I think you're going to have a not a fun conversation. It's not going to be a fun one, but it is the only way that you two are going to get on the road to something changing. He has to know that you know. Yikes. Don't do this. I don't want to look crazy. Doesn't matter. If he asks why you did that, be like, I've been really worried. You may be mad at me. I'm going to let you be mad at me. If that's the first initial feeling you're having is angry, write this down. Then I'm going to let you be mad. But we're going to circle back after you're mad. And maybe while you're mad, think about, if I never initiated sex with my husband and you felt like she is not attracted to me, something's off. It would not blow my mind that you wanted to go find out, because maybe, just maybe, you thought I wouldn't be honest with you because like, what the fuck is going on? And then I find something, say you found something that was like, ding, 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 WTF, this could be why this is like that. You're not going to bring it up. If I didn't bring it up, that would mean I don't give a fuck about our marriage. So while you're mad, remember this is essentially a compliment, okay? And if you feel shame, if you anger, whatever you're feeling, remember, I took vows with you. I said I do. Good times and bad times. I hope you're feeling this way. Like, I want to validate your anger, wifey who wrote in. Anger, betrayal, confusion. Like, I love you, sister. And that sucks and that feels shitty, especially if you have like old wounds of betrayal in that way. But just know, sister, that this is his thing that has nothing to do with you. Don't blame yourself. Don't go, oh, he has to watch that because I'm XYZ. You could have been anyone. And like this issue, this is his thing. And it affects you because y'all are married. And there are people who can use porn moderately. There are people, you know what I'm saying? So he happens to be someone who it's probably really bad for and shouldn't partake, honestly, because it probably will continue to have a negative, detrimental effect on your sex life. Don't start with that. Don't say, you can't ever, you know what I mean? Don't start like that, because remember, unfortunately, I know you feel so angry and you want to, if it was me, dude, I would be so angry. But if I wanted good advice and that I needed to take because of the whole, how it's going to go out, the good advice would be, remember, whether you like it or not, whether it's fair or not, how you react to this, he'll remember and his nervous system will remember. And if like, you can keep your cool and you know what I mean? And like be his person, then like you're going to be this safe space for him. It matters, and like he probably is really embarrassed. He's probably really embarrassed. There's a shame part there, whether he acts embarrassed or not, like deep down, girl, he is. So I know it's not going to be fun. I know you're not looking forward to it, but you gotta have a conversation. And like, as your sister, I'm telling you, I want you to prepare as much as you can. Prepare without having like all these expectations of like how the conversation is going to go, while doing your best to prepare yourself for like what happens if he gets defensive, if he gets angry, if when you get triggered, what are you going to do so that this can be a productive conversation? Because if you lose it and he loses it, both or one of you, now someone or both of you are not in your logical, rational mind, that portion of your brain. You're in the top part, the flipping the lid part, which is like chaos, okay? Fight or flight, survival. Fight, flight, freeze. So that's when, even if you're dying, and I'm so bad at taking this advice, but I promise you it's the best one. That's when, if you're an anxious person, this is hard. Avoidant, easy. That's when you take space. And for the avoidants, who this is so easy for, to be like, time out, one of our lids flipped or both of our, like where it's really heightened. When you take a break, your job as an avoidant, that needs to happen, is to say when the revisiting time is to say when you're going to talk about it in 30 minutes, in an hour, in 2 hours, tonight, tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? Like there needs to be within 48 hours a time to revisit once you are calmer. So that's my advice, and that's the only way that something different is going to change. And then if you talk about it, you're like, well, what happens when it's all on the table? First you need to process you bringing up that and how this is probably a factor in why your sex life is the way it is. And then if you want to get back to a place where anything IRL is exciting to you, like, yeah, you could go find a new girl and it'd be exciting because she's new and you never new and naked. But that will lose its luster. All of that is temporary. The stakes are high here. You've committed, you've taken vows, you're wanting to do this. So how can we do it? And if you're both willing and both on board, I am hopeful. Find a community. Google it. Google. Okay. Guys, it's time to enter the room. Dick first. BlueChew is not just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Okay, you're ready to go. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. It's an online prescription service in case you live in a cave or your head's in the sand. Really user-friendly, U.S. licensed-based physicians, fast, affordable, discreetly shows up a few days later at your doorstep. Couldn't be an easier, more seamless, streamlined, efficient process. Highly recommend. You can try your first month free using code HOUSEWIFE at checkout at BlueChew.com. Again, that is code HOUSEWIFE to try 1 month free at BlueChew.com. Next question. I'm a 51-year-old man that has been happily married for nearly 28 years. I have the sex life most guys my age would kill for. Did I just shed into my mouth? I did. I derive most of my sexual satisfaction from giving my wife pleasure. What a man. For years, my wife did not want fingers inside of her. After explaining the benefits for years, about 3 years ago, she relented. I wonder if she relented because of your desire to and like her own personal work. And I wonder why she was not wanting the fingers inside of her. I can't help but wonder if there was some sort of trauma, little t, big T, associated with not wanting fingers inside of you, because that is very specific if you're putting other things inside of you. So I just want to know if your dick has been, you don't need to go find that out. Did something happen to you? No, but that was just me speaking aloud, and that probably served no good purpose. Okay, please don't go ask her that. Now she loves getting fingered. See? Don't you dare say what I just said. So much that she no longer wants me to go down on her. Oh, your fingers are just so magical. Forget that mouth. Also, when I finger her, she comes in literally 10 to 20 seconds. That sounds great, but she is a one and done girl. Girls, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Okay. The rest of the session is very robotic, and she just goes through the motions to get me off. The fact that I only get 20 seconds of giving is leaving my satisfaction at a very low level. Any advice on how to get her to want to climax more than once, or possibly get back to wanting to receive oral sex again? Love the show. I just can't help but wonder. Okay, so like, what is she acting like? So if she is showing that she's like super into it, and by super into it, I mean like she seems present. If her eyes are closed the whole time, I'm a little wondering. Like the entire time, I'm wondering some things. But I can't, my cynical little brain, my pessimistic cynicism is showing when I say I look naked again. When I say, I wonder if she's faking it. And then like, just, now she's like, I came, so like your turn. So she's like performing for 20 seconds and then she gives up her gig. So I want to know, is she enjoying? Now, if you're like, no, because I could be very, very, very wrong. If you're like, no, she's clearly enjoying it, and like, I feel her climax. So when you're fingering her and she's coming, you said that she comes when you're fingering her, you should feel that. You should feel that. So if it's just her screaming and saying, I came, and nothing felt different in her insides, like nothing was contracting, constricting, then she's faking it. I'm sorry. But if you feel her come, because your fingers are inside of her, and you feel her body tense up, you feel the constriction internally, you see it externally, you're like, a lot of guys know when a girl's faking it. So I believe you, but some guys are wrong. So there's that theory. Now, let's go back to what's probably the case. And she's getting off really quick, and then she's like, I'm one and done. There's a possibility she's a selfish lover. Those exist. Those definitely exist. And there's a possibility the fingering feels really great for her, and she's a one and done because she doesn't feel like super connected and super aroused. So it was more like this physical experience, and then she got off, but she doesn't feel like the connection there. And so there's not really this interest for her past that point, which I guess could be categorized as selfish. But it also can be like, you made this bed and you're lying in it. Maybe she's, in her mind, given all the hints in the world, like you're missing the mark, you don't date her, you don't pursue her. What does foreplay look like? So if I were you, I would go through like a little inventory so I can rule out what this could be. Like, do you pursue your wife? Do you date your wife? I mean, you just said most people your age would kill for your sex life. So you're probably doing something right, You're probably doing something right. If everything seems on the up and up and there's none of these like red flags we're checking of like Do you know her love languages? Do you ever check in with her? Do you ever ask her, are her needs being met in the relationship? Do you know for certain that you provide an emotional safe space? You can think you do all day long, but if you ask her that question and she's like, not really, believe her. Believe her, whether it makes sense to you or not. So do some searching. And if you feel like she's just answering to get you off her back, call her out. Say, you're not doing us any favors if you're okie doking me, blowing me off, or bullshitting me. So shoot me straight. And I'm telling you right now, I'm open to you hurting my feelings, because if hurting my feelings is what it takes for me to get the nudge in the right direction, worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. I dare you to be radically honest, Linda. Okay? Linda, let me have it. Okay? Maybe that'll turn her on. Maybe that'll turn her on. So I am hopeful. I am hopeful because you say you have a great sex life. So I think that there's because you're so active, I would hope there's the comfortability to have the conversation. Now, am I struggling to believe someone can come in 20 seconds that has a vagina? I am. Maybe she knows how to get that on you, but you've got some more questions. You've got follow-up questions, a conversation to be had, and the conversation is going to lead to finding out what you need to do to edge her. I think you should work on learning how to get her there, suppress. Beducated could be your best friend. Resources like that to work on like the physical aspect of prolonging her orgasm. And then finding out about that connection piece. If you want to write into the podcast, submit your question on thehornyhousewifepodcast.com. You can ask anonymously, truly anonymously. Don't put the name or make up a name. Love it. You can DM me on Instagram at THHpod. Send them my way. I can ask little follow-up questions if need be. And if you want to join the Patreon, you'll find that link on my website as well, or go to patreon.com/The Horny Housewife Podcast.